In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Pear assessment and create a multi-part question or item. And this is what it's going to look like. This is in my item bank, something I already created. And if I click on that, I've got text and graphs and things like that on the left, and I've got all of the questions on the right. So to get started, we're going to click Create New Item at the top, and then click Multi-Part. Multi-Part allows you to use most of these types in a multi-part question. So I'm going to choose Combination Multi-Part. And Grading and Layout, if I click on that, that gives me that option to do a side-by-side. I can also choose 60-40 if I want to, but I think I chose 50-50. So once I choose the grading and layout, I have the, like, you can't really see, you can't really tell, but it's 2 columns, and I've got an additional menus on both sides. So for the purpose of this, I am going to use a biology sample cluster, and I'm going to create the first part of this. So this is going to go to this is going to be the instructions and the text and the reference materials that we are going to use in order to answer the question. So I'm going to choose instruction and choose text. And even in math and other areas, you know, the content that you put in here isn't going to be all text. What's nice about this is I can take screenshots of a PDF file and I can insert them here. So I'm going to go to the sample, I'm going to grab the text and copy that, and I'm going to paste it here. And because it was a PDF, it creates these line breaks. So I just, and the reason why I'm copying and pasting the text instead of taking a screenshot of it is because when you are using Immersive Reader or other accommodations, it will be able to read this text for those students. Otherwise, if it's a screenshot, it won't. And I'm going to go down, and I'm going to go back to this biology sample. I'm going to take a screenshot of this part here, just this part. And when I capture the screenshot, that picture is copied to my clipboard, so I can just easily go back to the screen and do Control V, and it will paste that right in there, and then I can resize it and I can modify any of these things here. I need to give it a header, so I'm going to call this Old Forest Part 1. And you can add something like for use on questions 1 through 3. I'm not sure what it is, but could be something like that. And because this is not a question, I'm not going to tag any standards to it because I won't be getting any anything from the students. So I can preview this if I want to. This is how it's going to look on the student's end. And I see that I need to add or take away one more line break here in front of years. There we go, previewed again. Alright, everything looks good, and I will save that. And that's going to end up in the left-hand side. Now, my next item down is another graph. So I'm going to go ahead and take a screenshot of this. And I think what I'm going to do is just add it to this one. So it'll appear right underneath. Easy peasy. And then I'll go back and I'm going to grab this question. So this is going to be question number 1. And I've got little shortcuts, but I'm just going to click first part so that you can see these are all of the different types of questions that you can add to your multi-part question, or item, I should say. Call it an item. So we've got tons of different kinds of multiple choice. We've got fill in the blanks. You can use a map or a chart with labels and entering text or drop downs. There's just so many different things that you can use here. But this question is multiple choice, pretty standard. I'm going to call this forest number 1, and I will show you why a little bit later. I'm going to paste it as plain text, get rid of that line break, and when I'm using 2 screens, it's a little bit easier. I don't have to click back and forth between the tabs, but I'm just going to go ahead and paste each answer in here. And just to speed it up a little bit, I won't get rid of the line breaks. It's the only problem with copying and pasting from a PDF. It reads the second line of a sentence as a line break. And then I'm going to choose whatever correct answer that is. Scroll down, and this is not English, this is science. And my standard set for this is NGSS. Okay, and then I'm going to tag high school LS2-1. I don't think that's it, but that's okay. And then if I scroll down, there's some other scoring. I'm just going to keep enabled auto scoring so it will grade the correct answer. I can also give it 0 points if I want to. And there's some other things you can take a look at down here that I'm not going to worry about just for the purpose of this video. I can add a language, so I could add Spanish if I want to, and Arabic. I can only add a maximum of 3, English, Spanish, and Arabic. And then if I click this translate text, I can choose Arabic and copy that and then paste it. Translate text, Spanish. Hopefully this is pretty good. Copy that and paste it. So these are the 2 different translations I have. I can preview this, and this is what it's going to look like in Spanish and in Arabic. And then I'll click Save. Once I click Save, you'll see it on the right-hand side. Next, I'm going to scroll down to this section here. So again, this is for the use of question 2 and so on. I think it just goes, builds on it over time. So this is not a question, this is text and graphs, so I'm going to add instructions again. I'm going to call this Forest Part 2, questions 2 and 3, and enter the text here. Get rid of the line breaks. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger to match the other text. Come back here and take a screenshot of just this section. And then again, paste that. Resize it. And tag a standard. Oh no, I don't need to tag a standard with this one because it's just text. Just instructions. So here it is on my left, and then I would continue on by adding another question. So I've got question 2 and question 3. I'm going to showcase question 3 because it's a written response. It's set up a little bit differently. So I'm going to add a written response, choose written and recorded, and the students can do an audio response too if you want them to. I'm going to click essay with rich text, and I'm going to add my question here. I'm going to add the number in front just so I know which question that is in accordance to the sample cluster, the PDF that I have. I'm going to scroll down and tag it with whatever standards. And again, if you click Browse, that will give you a little bit easier way to see everything. And I could go down to like, it's a high school LS4, that's biology, and click on the ones that apply. And they'll populate right in here. And then here underneath scoring, I can add a rubric if I already have one. in the system, not on a PDF, but in the system, or I can generate a rubric. If I click Add Standards Aligned Rubric, it's also going to give me the opportunity to create a new one from scratch, but I'm going to use AI to do that for me. And it actually, I think it does a pretty good job. You just would have to modify it for however you want it to be graded. So call this Old Forest Question 3 rubric. And so here are the criteria that it's giving us. For the purpose of this, I'm going to leave it. But if you only wanted a 1 and a 0, you could take away any of this here. You can change the value if you want to. But so the max value is going to be 9 based on the numbers that I just gave it, because the highest is 5 and the highest here is 4. And some of the other ones I've done, I've gotten rid of everything but the 0 and did a 0.5 and a 0.5 so that the whole question equals 1 point. But you can modify it however you want. So I'm going to save that and use. Once I save it, I can go back and edit it, and I can share it. But I'm okay with this. I'm going to X that out. And then you'll see it tagged here below in that light green. And you can scroll down and toggle any of these off and on for the kids to be able to use them in their solution. So if you don't want them to be able to add an image, take that off, take that off, take that off. We're not doing math, so I can take off these math things. I can leave the undo and redo, and any of these other things that we want. Below you can add a solution and a distractor, but I'm going to leave that blank for now. I can preview this, and this is what the kids will see. And there will be an option to show the rubric to them while they're filling this out as well. And then I'll click Save. So now I've got question number 6. I forgot to change the text to 16-point font to match the rest. And then you just keep going. You can add whatever you want here on the left-hand side. I think all of this is the reference stuff, and all of the right-hand side are the actual questions. But when you are done, you can preview it, and this is what the students, again, will see. And you can see which standards are aligned with any and all questions that you added. And I'm going to save it. And then I'm going to publish it, and by publishing it, that will show up in my item bank. So here's my item bank created by me, and then this will show up. Once I save it and publish it, it will automatically be put into what Elena likes to call the shopping cart. So these are all the items that you would like to create a test with. And if I click on that, these are the 2 different multi-part questions that I had in my quote-unquote shopping cart. In order to be able to use that with my students, I have to create a test with that. So I'm going to delete this one for now and show you if you wanted to just use the multi-part question that I just created, or you just created in that. I'm just going to hit that plus sign. And then it says 1 item. Even though this is a multi-part question, my item bank sees it as 1 item and 1 item only. So then I would just create the test with this item. And that's about it. It took me about 15 minutes to create this whole cluster. That was 5 or 6 questions on one topic. So let me know if you need anything. If you need help, please reach out.